wanna know the name? Devil May Cry.
And our health is still going down, so.
Oh shit. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh god. Up we go. You can still see him freaking out down there. Luckily, Devil Trigger heals us, so I'm not dying right now. There we go. Yep. Gonna be a terrible rank because of that secret mission. If I hadn't accidentally done that secret mission, I might have come out okay. Yeah.
B.
Again, one of the, like, these games are like, oh, you did a B, and you're like, fuck! That's terrible!
Shit!
You got a gold. You got a gold rank. God damn it, that is the worst rank you could ever get.
Fuck!
So remember this room. Reminding you of this area. Remember when I told you remember things about this room? We're back here just to give you an... And look at Dante styling. Yeah. Back here just to remind you, just to give you a fresh reminder. So like, the legendary knight returns. So it does a pretty effective job of, like, setting up Phantom as, like, he's the guy who's constantly hounding you throughout the castle. And it's sort of like a nemesis thing, because this is supposed to be Resident Evil 4, where the boss that you fight comes back as a normal encounter and just chases you around through a normal area.
So obviously evolving into the character Hunnigan in the actual Resident Evil 4.
Yes,
you
naturally.
can clearly tell.
Like Dr. Salvador.
And that's the
inspiration.
Game Theory video that we're...
Yeah. Clearly, like, we have Dr. Salvador, Hunnigan, and it's just an equal sign.
Or like on two sides, and in the middle is a question mark.
And we have the big boys again.
Big boy.
So once again, we fight the Phantom.
Big boy pants. Recess time?
Finally, I was getting tired of playing your childish games.
He's just Sonic. So here's the cool
Do
way.
this again sometime.
So again, you can fight him normally, or you can fight him the cool way. Come here. Oh god. Gotta love the camera. So here's the cool way. Is you walk behind him.
You grab his tail and swing him and make him hit the bomb.
And then he'll jump. And look at those Sprite glass shards that we saw again. And you just keep walking behind him like this, and he'll... God damn it. If this fucking camera, I swear to God.
Mason, I swear to God.
And then he'll do it again. And then just gotta keep... I think it's like 3 times. Oh. Can't see anything because of the camera. Gotta love having a static Resident Evil camera in a fucking action game. That's fair. He turns 3 times, and then he jumps, and then... Oh, damn it. Oh, one more time. One more time. Come on, Phantom. I'm trying to be cool, and you're not cooperating. Okay, here we go. Yeah! He broke through the fucking ceiling and lands on the knight holding the spear in the main room you start the game with.
Moist. So moist.
And that's the cool way that you beat him after you played the game a couple times, instead of just fighting him normally, like a scrub. What? Dying hallucinations.
sweet dreams.
Dante, you
Smooth.
fucking nerd.
That was like a little gay. Ew.
For some reason melts after
You
like
know?
holding half a conversation. And then here's Trish again after like fucking an hour. Oh hey, we met back up with Claire halfway through the game.
Incredible power.
Here's the female protagonist of the game that you haven't seen. Here's Jill. You haven't seen her since the beginning of the game.
Just Julie and Valentine and she's fucking.
Like, you can very clearly see a version of this game where it's, instead of Dante and Trish, it's Leon and Claire. And, like, Claire has her own fucking campaign, and she's going around doing different stuff. But then they're just like, nah, fuck it, it's just Dante.
Fuck it.
I don't know where hidden things are. I don't know where any of the secret missions are. God damn it, I didn't actually mean to go down there. And now I can't get back up. Oh, nice, I can. Okay. Can I jump on this horse? I have asked, and not for the first time. God damn it, Dante.
Dante.
God damn it, Dante. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Whatever. Let you feel, Mr. AB.
I like how that is like... They had to put a little glowy graphic around that lever to tell you that you could hit it
Hey.
and cause it to drop, because there's
Hey.
nothing else in the entire fucking
Hey.
game that you are supposed to hit it in order to have an interactable in the environment. Oh, by the way, here's a grenade launcher.
Oh, you know, there it is.
Yeah.
Looking for that. Thought I left it upstairs.
So here's another cool thing. I'll just go downstairs here. There's another cool thing. So, we got the grenade launcher.
Oof.
Look at how long that takes. But then, roll, 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 roll.
Roll fizzle beef.
Oh, that's a glitch. 100% intentional. 100% intentional. They did that shit on
On
purpose.
porpoise. On Donner on Blitzen.
I'm just gonna ignore you guys, because in some ways that's also cool. Just running past enemies and getting to the end of the level super fast.
Castlevania 3 style.
Yeah, a lot of people compared this game to Castlevania when it first came out. You can kind of see that too.
Yeah.
Untouchable beat a level without getting hit.
Well,
Only got an A
be a
rank.
level without engaging anyway either.
Yeah, I didn't even like attack Phantom. He just did that to himself.
Yeah.
Use the new strength.
Beep beep lettuce.
Bought a little heart tin container. So now we have entered the
Shadow Realm.
I'm not gonna use the fucking grenade launcher. I don't think it's cool. We have entered the
TNT.
guardhouse of the game. We have left the mansion, and now we cannot return back into the mansion until we finish the guardhouse. Good thing we got the map for the guardhouse right as we're leaving.
Right as you're leaving the guardhouse. With snakes dropping on you.
There's a message carved into the stone. Destiny awaits somewhere deep in the Colosseum. It seems to be a story of some kind. A one-sentence story.
Baby shoes for sale, never worn.
To be fair, that's really good. That's a really good fucking, like... There's so much to that.
What? They're the wrong size. Get your mind out of the gutter, man. It's not that dark. It's
And
just
then
the wrong size.
immediately we're introduced to some new enemies who also have a really cool, like, fuck you, you can just kill these guys immediately if you know their trick thing.
Oh, that
But
penis.
if you try and fight them normally, they're kind of fucking annoying. So, like, they have armor on them, and you're supposed to, like, and they no-sell your attacks with the armor on. So what you're supposed to do is... God, they're assholes. So what we're supposed to do is, like, deal with that. But instead, what you could do is be like, fuck you.
Fork yo.
And once they're knocked down like that, if you do a helm splitter while they are knocked down on their belly, if you knock them down, you can do one move, and that immediately kills them.
On their... What could
Look
they
where they are,
possibly-
bam! Killed. Oh, well, I fucked up the timing, but... Also, again, this is Resident Evil, they're clearly just hunters.
Yes.
They're reptile men who, like, jump around and slash you and try to cut off your head in one hit. Clearly just hunters. Which is appropriate because we have entered the garden, and
Yep.
that's, like, the hunters get introduced when you come back into the mansion from the garden.
Acid rounds.
And repopulate,
Instead of zombies.
and repopulate from all the zombies you killed. And remove all the Crimson Heads in the remake. But that was made after this.
That's the game place.
There's a decoration resembling two knights. It's so weird to me to try and force myself to play this game as if I'm playing it for the first time and just interacting with things, not knowing where I'm supposed to go.
It's like that time, I like the 8 millionth time playing Super Mario 64. I was like, I'm gonna read these signs, and I read all of them. And I was like, I've never read those before.
Why haven't I? Because who the fuck would do that?
Yeah.
Especially in this area, because... Yeah. Especially in this area, because it has these little flames that are definitely guiding you to where you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
They're like, just go here, dumbass.
These propane flames here.
It's like, the gate must have been led to the outside, but it's been destroyed. That means I can't go through.
Since when?
Is that what that means, Dante?
Since when?
Thank you. You have a grenade launcher, you know that, right?
And you can jump 18 feet.
Give me that Devil Star.
Give me that Patrick.
Give me these items I'm never going to use, ever.
Shit! They got Patrick, Dad. You're not watching?
Shit!
Like, what did you say?
Another one of those things that's about character action games where it's like, why would you ever use an item?
Yes.
Why would you ever use an item?
I cast Hurt More and Heal More.
So, Sparta got mentioned during the cutscene where Phantom died. That is another one of the things where you can start to see the Hideki Kamiya-ness in this game.
Hideki Kamiya
Which is, like,
mentality.
Hideki Kamiya primarily is influenced by 4, I would say, themes. One of which is arcade games. And the perfectionism that arcade games kind of demand, because he's expecting you to die while playing his games repeatedly, and then keep playing them and get good at them so that you can beat them off of only 1 quarter.
Get good, scrub.
That is the first theme. But first, I will continue my topic of conversation. My name is Ifrit. How do you pronounce
what?
that? How do you pronounce that? There's no wrong answer. It's not a real word. There's Ifrit, there's Ifrit, Ifrit. It's not a real fucking word.
I mean, I don't know.
It's really dumb. It's a Final Fantasy character. So once again, just like with Alistair, we have a new weapon here who's like, if you cannot die, then I guess you're a pretty cool guy and I'll join you.
Cool, dude.
So this is the reason I decided not to play this game on New Game Plus, because we wouldn't get this cutscene, because you would start the game with this weapon. So I was like, fuck it, normal mode's not that hard when you know what you're doing.
Fuck it. Fuck.
So now we have 2 weapons, and we can switch between them by clicking the right stick. Ifrit is gauntlets, where you punch and kick dudes like that. But the gameplay gimmick with Ifrit is you can charge up every single hit in that combo. And if you actually land it after charging up fully, it does like the most devastating amount of damage you can ever possibly imagine. So let's test it out. Oh, what's that? You died in 1 hit? Oh. Oh, no. Oh, how could this have happened? And of course you get so many style points for doing this, because what's fucking cooler than landing the fucking charge shot that does extra damage. The charge up move. And if you notice while you're charging, because if you hit a dude, it takes a little while, and then the style meter goes away and it resets. But if you hit a dude, and then you charge up your next move, it pauses the timer in order to give you time to land the next move without it running out while you're charging. Because that doesn't feel good, and it doesn't make you look cool. So the game knows that. Okay, so here's the big one. Let's all bask in the sonicness of what we're about to witness.
Are you the human, the son of Sparta who challenges the darkness for this?
Block off, Featherface.
Block off, Featherface!
Hard way.
Block off, Featherface. Yeah! It's so good!
You can go outside and I'll show you what it's like.
So, you mentioned Sparta again. That is the second theme. Wow, you're easy on fucking normal mode, dude. Holy shit. And if you go Devil Trigger, you can actually trigger the Devil Trigger in the middle of the charge. So that you can, like, do the whole charge, trigger Devil Trigger, so that when you actually hit, it does the full damage of the Devil Trigger charge up. Oh, and I'm on his back now somehow. Without actually, like, wasting as much, like, magic on the full Devil Trigger. Oop, I'm on it. Also, there's a move, with Ifrit, Ifrit does not share moves with Alistair. So the double jump is a move specific to Alistair. If you have any other weapon equipped, you cannot do the double jump. But what this game has is something called the table hop, or the enemy hop, where if you jump on top of an enemy, you'll do like the little Goomba jump on top of him. And you'll actually be able to like jump up off of his head and shit like that. And you can do that with Griffin, if he would come the fuck down.
Right.
Well, actually, he doesn't even have to come down. You can jump up to him with these little platforms. Come here, buddy. And what you can do is you can jump on his back. Let me fucking do it, asshole! I'm trying to style on you. Yeah, so you can get up there. It's fucking hard and not worth it, so I'm gonna stop. One more time. Just like with Phantom, actually. But yeah, if you look, like, I'm right on top of him, and you can just, like, destroy him right there and just do a shit ton of damage.
Destroy his ass.
It's not really worth it, but it is a cool thing. It gives you a lot of style points. Like, that's the thing. The style meter is also based off numbers, but it doesn't show you what the numbers fucking are. It just shows you what the results are. And that feels so much better as a player. God damn it. Anyway, that's the second predominating theme that Hideki Kamiya has in his games, where you have the super cool dad, the super cool father character of the main character, who, like, imparted his power and his wisdom onto you, but he's gone. And, like, to some degree, somehow he sacrificed himself so that you, the son character, can be a super cool guy.
Super cool dude.
And that's Sparta. Fuck you. Oh, just devastating. Just shaving off his entire fucking health bar. And I did it with it, and that got me a stylish. God fucking damn it. Getting hit as he's dying is not stylish. But that's Griffin. I think he's way funner to fight than Phantom. Griffin's like actually a really fun boss fight, even if you're fighting him wrong.
An FBF.
Words are carved here. A pair of flames that dwell within. So you need Ifrit in order to open this door. A weapon that is a puzzle item.
My goodness.
So if you're on New Game Plus, you can skip that and just immediately open that door and go through and skip that whole part of the game, including the boss fight with Griffin. Fuck.
Whoa. The entire mosquito came
on
out of your
hard
mouth.
on hard mode, I think there's an enemy encounter here, or maybe I have to like try and walk through the door. Yep. Okay. So that's in every fucking Hideki Kamiya game, except Beautiful Joe. Beautiful Joe's like probably the one game he did where I would say that's probably his most shallow game, in that like it just has fun, interesting gameplay mechanics. There's not really a lot going on thematically in terms of like the narrative of what's going on in that game. Unlike every other game he has made. Where, okay, so there's the arcade nature, there's the sacrificial, there's the sacrificial father, who's super cool, and was a cool dude, but now you're his son, which makes you a cool dude because he was such a cool dude. Like, he was so cool that you, as his child, are now cool also. But he's dead. So now you have to continue being a cool dude and, like, live up to his legacy. And that is in every fucking Hideki Kamiya game. The third predominant theme, I guess, like, the arcade sensibilities and the perfectionism are, like, kind of one thing, but you can argue they're two different things, because, like, it's inspired by arcade games, and he expects perfectionism. Because there's all those interviews he did where he talks about, like, the kids would play the game and be like, this is too hard. Why is it so hard? It's not fun. And he was like, so I made it even harder, because fuck those kids. They asked me to make it easier, so fuck them. Fuck you. Play my game right or fuck off.
Fuck you.
Play it right with like, beating it even though it's super hard, or you can suck a dick. So you can kind of consider those both the same thing, but you can kind of consider them two separate things as well. Because like, that's also the philosophy with, like, other stuff, where, like, it's so spite-driven.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, hey, take the glasses off of Bayonetta. Main characters with glasses don't sell. Put glasses on every single fucking character in the game.
Fuck you.
Don't tell me what to fucking do. Half of the things that are in any given Hideki Kamiya game are there because someone told him he shouldn't do that. And he was like, suck my dick, I do what I want. Yeah!
Yeah.
Look at this Devil May Cry shit. Oh, it's so good. Oop. How long can I keep this going? Not long enough. Man, I don't know why I don't use Devil Trigger more often. It's such a waste to not use it. You get it so fast. And like, you know, it does so much extra damage and it heals you. There's no reason to not use Devil Trigger. But when you do use Devil Trigger, he becomes a demon and he can, like, fly around. The Devil Trigger changes its appearance in every single fucking game. And that'll be, like, more, especially when DMC5 comes out, where he's got fucking wings now, but also again. Because if you look at his Devil Trigger, he's just able to fly around like an asshole. Like, the Devil Trigger is evolving as the games go on. It's so weird and interesting. Are you not done? I mean, technically I don't have to beat these guys in order to progress.
Plus song.
And then the third, arguably fourth driving theme of any Hideki Kamiya game is the Divine Mother character. His games always have this, like, theme of family to them, where the dad was a cool dude, but he's dead, so you gotta be cool, and the mom was a literal and figurative goddess. Like, just this this icon of purity. Like, the dad was the icon of badass, and the mom is the icon of purity. And, like, the ultimate support role character is what the mom is. And that starts with Eve, which is Dante's mom, in this game. Although that's a little bit more... that isn't really gotten into in the actual game itself. That's a little bit more, like, supplemental materials. But the implication is because Sparta was a demon. Originally, he was a douchebag, too. But then he woke up to justice. He became woke.
He became woke. Hashtag woke.
and started becoming a cool guy and saved humanity and stupid shit like that. So, again, you do not share moves between items, which is so fucking weird. Ifrit has its own, like, moves you gotta buy screen. So, here's the Shoryuken. So we gotta buy the Shoryuken. Here's the Hadoken. Gotta buy the Hadoken. I'm not gonna use it for it that much, actually, but he's really good to use against bosses, because you can just shave off entire sections of the health bar on even on, like, harder difficulties, if it's really a good boss killer.
App killer.
So, like, it's not super apparent with Eve, just based off of this one game, and future games in the series change things because Hideki Kamiya only made this first game, and the other games are made by someone else. So, like, Devil May Cry stops being, like, a Hideki Kamiya thing, starting even with the second game. But you can still very clearly see, like, that theme in this game, especially because Trish, as a character, is supposed to be, like, she looks exactly like Dante's mom. They haven't really, like, spelled that out yet, but at the beginning... Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. At the beginning of the game, she takes off her sunglasses, and Dante's like, what? And then it closes up to that framed picture of his mom.
Oh no, it's Oedipus.
Yes, it's very fucking, like Hideki Kamiya has a thing about, like, cool moms.
I know a lot of people have that thing.
Every single one of his games. Bayonetta has a cool mom. In Wonderful 101. Like, you're I don't even want to get into that one, because I don't know what's going to happen with Wonderful 101 in the future, but that is the most it has ever been when it comes to Hideki Kamiya's, like, parental complex, whatever you want to consider it. His familial theming, like, fascination. God damn it, I'm not, like, even giving it a chance. I keep slipping back into this thing where I'm like, oh, I'm playing the Devil May Cry, just hammer through it, don't pay attention to the puzzles that are in this Resident Evil game.
DMC in the place to be.
So all of those three things are, like, in this game, and that's how you can tell this game is, like, the first Hideki Kamiya game. And then you play all of his other games, and you go back to this, and it's like, this is the roadmap. This is the roadmap to understanding Hideki Kamiya as a game designer. Is arcade games and Mommy and Daddy.
Yeah.
Man, you guys are easy to... Man, playing this game on hard mode, like, ruined it for me. Hard mode is really fucking hard.
Mode.
Valley of the Mist, one must choose the right path. Yeah. Only those who protect the weak light shall have the power.
Do you want Barry to lead, or do you want Jill to lead?
Do you enjoy a nice hike, or do you want a mountain trek? Oh, you fucking guys again. Let's try and do the cool thing. Yes, I did it. So, oh, wait, no. Shit. God damn it, I'm so bad at video games. There we... No, he's on his he's on his back, that's why. He's gotta be on his belly. Bleep.
Even then, just sliding down on your bed, just in your boo-boo.
Oh, no. Ah, he was on his back, I could have done it. There we go. No! Dante! You didn't attack the right guy.
You done goof.
Oh no, I accidentally killed them the normal way. I want to kill them the cool way.
Cool guy.
It's cool guy. Every single enemy in this game almost has, like, a secret way to just destroy them with minimal effort. Including the bosses. Oh, these fucking assholes again. Not as fun to fight as Phantom himself was, but the ultimate in, like, fuck it, you're just a regular enemy now.
Yeah.
He was a boss. Fuck it. He's just a normal enemy now.
He's just a basic
He
bitch.
sucks. He's a normal enemy.
Yep. Basic bitch.
Which I do see merit to that because, like, to people saying, because when this game came out, people were like, Capcom's answer to Konami with Castlevania, and it's like, what?
How?
Excuse?
Excuse.
Could Devil May Cry ever hope to beat these new 3D Castlevania games? Oh god, that fucking clip of a magazine review of Castlevania, like Symphony of the Night versus Castlevania 64. And it's like, Symphony of the Night sucks. Look at it, it's all 2D. It's a statue of a water goddess. It must have become fragile. I guess the head part of it must have crumbled off. How do you know it's a water goddess? What are you fucking talking about,
Something
Dante?
to just know.
What about this one? Is this a water goddess? Do you have commentary for this?
It's a moisture
It
goddess.
is. Poor thing, he says. This must also have been a statue of some goddess. My god has protected you. Claire, you're so fucking weird that you call the Valkyrie, the Queen Valkyrie on the back of your jacket your god. It's like at the time, like, one day I'll get an S-ray. This was back when, like, Castlevania was still, like, a driving, intellectual property in the industry.
Yeah.
And now it's fucking dead.
And now it's dead.
It's so fucking dead. Offer the chalice, quote unquote.
Chalice.
What else can I buy? What are you buying?
What are you selling? I'll buy it at a high price.
It says longer reach. It's still really short range, so I don't know if that's worth buying. I don't know if any of these are worth buying, honestly. I'm not going to use Ifrit that often.
Was Nerf if and when yet?
This is worth buying, but I can't afford it yet.
Ain't that the truth, Ruth?
Okay, so here's the hard version of these enemies. He's like a super tough guy, and he's got a big scythe, and he's super cool. Just stand still, jump, and do this. You can kill him almost immediately with minimal effort without getting hurt. He has a fucking move that makes him easier to beat. One of his moves actively aids you in combating him. If you literally just stand still and don't move, you can kill him super... I'm not doing it, but you can kill him super easily without moving at all and without taking any damage. And again, another thing that's like, the first time you fight him, it's really fucking hard. But once you, like, play the video game and you learn it, you're like, oh. My god, it's got 3 fucking scythes. And you're done. So yeah, I kind of get it, kind of, because you're like a white-haired demon dude slash vampire, aka Alucard,
Let's count Alucard.
whose dad was like the super boss, dope-ass G-dude man. And you're running around like a gothic castle with orchestral music playing. So, like, I kind of get it. Like, you can kind of compare it to a 3D Castlevania, but it's still so weird.
Yeah.
People are like, "Aw, Capcom's answer to Castlevania." Like,
That's dumb. John Travolta.
yeah, the GIF.
Okay.
So that's, like, the merit of this game to me is, number one, as a time capsule of when, you know, what Resident Evil, the various stages of Resident Evil 4 coming into existence.
Yeah.
And because I really like Hideki Kamiya as a game developer, and I like, you know, kind of mapping out game developers' like intentions based off of gameplay decisions they've made and stuff that's in their games. That's something I do with Hideo Kojima a lot too, because he's another one of those Japanese auteurs
Yes.
where it's like, oh, when he was making this game, he fucking hated everyone, and he wanted you all to fuck off and leave him the fuck alone. You can really clearly see that based on how this game, on these gameplay decisions. Walk the dark path toward the light of sorrow. Sign is confined in the cage of doom. So once again, if you're playing this game for the first time, it must be so interesting to actually, like, read through these things and try and figure out what the fuck the puzzle is based on that. That's kind of why I don't really normally like using Ifrit. It's just not my style of weapon. Some people really like those weapons. Those big, badass, high damage, but long build-up style of weapons.
Some people play as Bowser in Mario Kart.
Yeah, and like some people can be, you can be wrong. There's nothing stopping you from being wrong. But that ain't me.
No.
That's not my preference.
Why would you play as Bowser in Mario Kart?
No, you're stupid.
Yeah. Freedom's the freedom to be wrong.
So another thing is, I didn't talk about this, but the combat in Devil May Cry is one button combat where you press the triangle button. Also, the one thing this HD edition fixed is, in the original PS2 game, jump was the triangle button.
Why?
I don't know, but it's really bad.
That's not good.
So they fixed that. That is the only thing they fixed, is they made it widescreen and they made the controls fucking normal.
Wow.
I think there's an option in here where you can reset it back to what it used to be in the original game.
Classic controls.
No, you can't. Like, that's locked in. You can never do that. You can never have it be, like, not retarded. That's so interesting. Anyway. And also, the combat is one button based, so all of the combat moves are triangle, square, shoots, circle, also shoots, and interacts with things, and X jumps. So this is kind of a 3-button game with a lock-on, and you have to use the lock-on to shoot. You can't shoot unless you're locking on. I don't know why,
However,
but, so... In order to just, like, if you're playing the game for the first time, you're just like, okay, here's my 3-hit combo, and that's all you can do, right? You don't know any better, because you're just like, I'm playing a video game. But then you trigger Devil Trigger, and all of a sudden you have a 5-hit combo, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're like, oh, that's super cool. And that's sort of supposed to, like, clue you in that there's more to it.
there's more than meets the eye.
It's not just that he does that during Devil Trigger. And also, Nello Angelo does this move, too. That's his normal combo, is he does this. And you're like, oh, he's doing the move I can do while I'm in Devil Trigger. So there must be a way to do it. So it like, trains you to, like, kind of try and think about it, where you can press triangle twice, and then if you wait a minute, then you can do the 4-hit combo that you do during your Devil Trigger that Nello Angelo can do. So it's like, if you just mash, it's going to do that, but if you... and then wait. But if you tap, tap, wait, tap, tap, that's your longer combo. And then if you tap, 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 wait long time, you can do the fucking million stab. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that, like, you don't learn that until, you know, you look that up on a guide or someone at school tells you about it in this age before the internet, where you look up combo videos and you learn, oh, you can just stand on the spear that the shadows shoot out and just shoot them and they die immediately.
Yeah.
No one's learning that shit from anything but the internet. That's a being dicks. Yeah, it's high risk, high reward, but I don't enjoy it. Like, try to do a lot of damage and you fucking kill him, but it's so not worth it to me. I'd rather just hit him a lot, do a little bit of damage, but you're hitting him a lot.